Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new Duel Links deck profile. Now, Duel Links, I've been messing around with the game a lot. The game is not necessarily new, and I think it'll be fun for a change to do some Duel Links content instead of doing TCG. I think I want to do a little bit of like, 50-50, because I enjoy both versions as much, because I feel like in Duel Links, the way Konami is using Duel Links is a way to like get people to play the cards that they never played in the TCG, and I think this became more and more evident with things like uh, the expansion where we got the Brotherhood of the Five Fist cards, because some of them, yes, they were played, but other cards they were just not played at all. So I think Konami is using this platform as a way to promote different types of decks and things you can do. Now, if you're not familiar with Duel Links and how decks work, essentially what I'm going to be doing with this format of video is I'll go over the deck profile and then I'll show you 5 replays with the deck that I've collected from ranked matches. Because I think ranked matches is where you can get the best experience of matches, and they sometimes can be the most fun. Anyway, onto the actual deck profile. We'll play one Shogun Shien. Now, this deck is a pretty new player friendly, because you should be able to have enough gems to buy like a whole box of Spirit Warriors, and Spirit Warriors is a really good set for beginner players because you get access to your 6 Samurais, and then you get access to good cards like Powerful Rebirth. Gyoku is really good, and then you just have to get your 3 enemy controllers. The way you can get enemy controllers are through the Mokuba Bingo and then the SR tickets that you get from the GX event, like the GX promo event that's going on until February. So if you're a new player, every day for the first 5 days, you'll get an SR ticket or an Ultra Rare ticket. So I recommend you get your enemy controllers from there, because enemy controller is the best card in the game currently, and I think for most decks that are not meta, you should be playing triple enemy controller. Another thing is, please don't play Joey Field of Warriors 30 card decks. They are just not consistent and not good. If you come across those types of decks where they just spam out beaters, this deck can easily beat them because you have effects that are useful while they just have big beaters on field. Anyway, onto the deck profile. I will play the one Shogun Shien again because I got it from the box for getting the 80 packs. Shogun Shien is amazing because it's special summonable if you control 2 face-up 6 Samurais, and also has the effect that way your opponent can only use one spell or trap per turn. And if it's destroyed, you can destroy another 6 Samurai on the field instead. Then we play one Inishi. Inishi is really good because you special summon him by banishing 2 6 Samurais from the graveyard, and then once per turn, you can target a face-up card on the field and destroy it. But you cannot attack the way you do this. Now, I think the correct ratio would be double Shien, 1 Inishi, or double Inishi, 1 Shien. It really depends the type of build you're going for. If you're going for a more control-oriented build where you use Yaichi, like if you play like triple Yaichi, double Inishi is a lot better, because your Yaichis are, although they have like really strong effects to destroy back row, they don't have the biggest like stat lineup, so they end up dying pretty quickly. So that's where your Inishi comes in. You banish 2 Yaichis if you haven't used them, and then you win the game from there. So Inishi is really, really good. We are playing triple Irao. Now, the reason I'm playing triple Irao is because this deck is a very my build right now is a very aggressive build that wants to wrap up the game as quickly as possible, and Irao helps me do that because at the start of the damage step, when it attacks a face down, it just destroys the monster and sends it straight to the graveyard. I don't think it activates things like flip effects, so you're safe from things like Man-Eater Bug, which is really, really nice, because I see a lot of people play Man-Eater Bug since, it's like a 1-for-1 type of card. You flip it, you destroy an opponent's monster. But yeah, Irao kind of solved that problem. Then we play triple Zanji. Zanji, we're playing it because he's an 1800 beater, as well as the fact that he has an amazing effect where if you control another 6 Samurai monster, you after the damage step, so after you've took the damage, you can destroy the opponent's monster. This is really good because sometimes you kind of want to use your life points as a resource to crash into an opponent's monster. Even if it's bigger, you can destroy both. You can destroy it because of Zanji. However, this effect can only be used if you control a face-up 6 samurai monster with a different name. So having two Zanjis will not trigger this effect. So you need to control an Irao, or a Hand of the Six Samurai, or a Yaichi. So yeah, and we played double Hand of the Six Samurai. This card is amazing because even though I'm only playing two of it because it's not the main focus of the deck. This is not a control variant. This is more of just a this is like a sort of like a tech, you know. This is like a little engine that I'm running. So this card has 1,600 attack, 1,800 with Sojin, Fields of Warriors, and then if you control another face-up 6 samurai monster, you contribute 1 6 samurai and then target one card on the field and destroy it. So if you control a Zanji and then you summon this, you contribute itself to then pop a card on your opponent's side of the field. So that is really, really nice. She does help out. She does help getting over big things, or you know, just a ceiling game. One Yaichi, even though this card is really, really good, and I see that the only like King of Games builds playing Aichi are using like triple. I mean, yeah, using Aichi play triple of him, because we are this deck. This is like a deck profile for climbing up the ladder and getting over your bronze and silver rankings fairly quickly. Double Aichi is, I mean, just one Aichi is pretty good. You might want to play two if you don't want to play like a back row removal, but again, it's up to you. We're playing one Gyoku again. If you opened a whole set, which you should have enough gems for, you should have access to one Gyoku. Gyoku is really cool because only its first effect is relevant, which is you target a set spell trap on the spell trap card on the field, and your opponent cannot activate it, and it cannot activate an effect in response to this card's activation. So basically, you like lock it, and they can't use it. I really like it in this aspect. The only thing I don't like as much is how, you know, the 6 samurais are warriors, and then this only helps beast warrior types, so we don't get the 100 attack bonus, which sometimes can be pretty clutch. But I like it for the pinning effect. And it's a similar reason why we play one anti-magique arrows. You know, shoutouts to Guns Blazing, you know, with the clutch anti-magique. This guy is really good because it helps you seal for game, since you activate this at the start of the battle phase, and then your opponent cannot activate any spell or trap cards. So this gets rid of things like Wall of D, Draining Shields, Mirror Walls, not necessarily Floodgates, but basically like anything that would stop you from getting game. This helps you end game. And then we play triple Econ. As long as this card is at 3, there's no reason why you shouldn't be playing triple Econ. It's the best card in the game. Helps you, essentially, it protects you during your turn, and it protects you during your opponent's turn, and then during your turn you can like tribute one of your monsters to like get one of your opponent's monsters and do some like cool plays with it. So yeah, because this is a very like low ranking build. Like, this is a build to help you through the low ranks. I play one legendary Ebon Steed. Now, this card gives a 6 samurai 200 attack, and if it would be destroyed, this card is destroyed instead. Now, people overlook the second effect quite a lot, because this will help you keep your board. So you kind of want to have this card every time going first, because if you do so, basically you're immune, and then you can get your plays going, because you always need like 2 6 samurais for their effects to go off. So having this to protect it does help out sometimes. When you see it, you usually win, but you don't want to play like 2 or 3 of it because it's kind of like a brick. But yeah, one powerful rebirth. This card is amazing. If I had more, I'd probably play more. So basically, you target a level 4 all monster ready to grave it, special summon it, increase its level by 1, and its attack and defense by 100. The attack boost is really nice. The level modification is somewhat relevant because we're not playing things like beatdown, and it just helps. It's sort of like Call of the Haunted, where it brings stuff back from the grave. So pretty nice. It's even better than Call of the Haunted because like the cards are not chained together, so even if this is destroyed, your monster's not destroyed. So that's pretty nice. And then one Metal Morph. Metal Morph is really, really cool because you equip it to a monster, it gains 300 attack and defense, and then it gains attack equal to half of the attacking target. So this will help you like I run into a bunch of blue eyes, and then they overlook my Metal Morph, and then I just steal like 1,500 attack off their blue eyes and just deal a bunch of damage. So pretty nice. And then finally, one Copy Knight. Copy Knight, the only reason I'm playing Copy Knight is because it helps me if I set this and then next turn I summon something like Hand of the Six Samurai, it helps me use the effect because I can actually tribute the Copy Knight to trigger Hand of the Six Samurai effect. So that is really nice. So what I might do is a control build where I play triple Yaichi, triple Hand of the Six Samurai, probably like one Irao and one Zanji or something, and use things like Copy Knight and Powerful Rebirth to get our control plays going, because this will take care of monsters and this will take care of back row. So yeah, that is the deck profile. Now on to the matches. I'm currently silver 1, so don't expect, again, this is like to help you go through your rookie, bronze and silver duels, so don't expect like the best gameplay of both players. Again, I run into a lot of 30 card warrior decks just using 1800 beaters, so you know, this deck is just really nice at making sure you can get like gold or silver or whatever. So this game I went first. This was like one of the very first duels I did. You can see that I'm even using cards like Xian's Scheme and Stop Defense. This was actually like before I got all of my econs and all of my other pieces. This was just like, I want to play some ranked games with 6 samurais. Let me play. See, playing against 30 card Yami Yugi. John played triple. So he attacks me with Great Angus. It's fine, you know, my Rao dies. So at this point I'm just trying to set up the Enishi play. So he uses Chain Destruction. So he destroys both of my Zanjis. Oh, okay, this is why I did this, save this replay. So he uses Chain Destruction to destroy both of my Zanjis, and that actually gave me the special summon for Enishi, because I had like plenty of tribute fodder in the graveyard for him. So that was like a big misplay on my opponent not knowing that I had the Enishi in hand. I mean, he couldn't have predicted it, but you know, it was just like it was just one of those situations where it kind of just helped me. Now, next duel, I think this is where I'm starting to use Joey. I think like for beginners, Joey's like the best character, because you have access to Sogen or Sojin or whatever, giving you the attack boost. And you know, in low ranks, beatdown decks are just usually really good, because you not necessarily like beat down the skulls in like actual beatdown decks where you just pump out 1800 beaters or whatever. That's how most people climb. So I had a pretty good hand, you know. If you open Copy Knight Steed, amazing. You have the Copy Knight for the Hand of Six Samurai play, and then you have your Steed to equip to your Zanji. Your Zanji's at 2200, 200 from Sojin, 200 from Ebon Steed. He uses H Heated to attack my Zanji with Elemental Hero Heat. I destroy Ebon Steed instead. And then he just surrenders. So that was pretty funny, because he didn't realize. Plus I would have had, I don't think I would have had game next game, depending on what I drew. But yeah, that was just a quick duel, you know, showing you how Ebon Steed can just win you games. Especially if your opponents don't read it, which is precisely what happened. He was hoping that my Zanji would die, but it stayed alive because of Ebon Steed. Playing against a Yami Yugi, I think most people play against like a bunch of Joeys in 30 card deck Yami Yugi. So you should have an easy time fighting them. Starting off with the Field of Warriors. I really like this skill for any like basic just attack decks, especially with anti-magic arrows. So here I don't actually equip my Ebon Steed because I did not know what I was playing against. Oh, okay, so my opponent is playing a big beater deck, so I kind of just put his monster in defense. I'm not particularly scared of his back row because it's every time it's just very quickly, every time it's like over 20 cards, you shouldn't be too scared of their back row, because you know, it's not a competitive deck. I mean, he did have the econ, but he prematurely used the econ, which then I could just put my Irao back in attack mode, so it was big misplay on my opponent. And then he uses Dark Spirit of the Silent, which negates the attack and makes my other monster attack, but it doesn't necessarily make it so that okay, so what he did is it changed my attack from hand to Irao, but then Irao didn't attack, so he gets to attack again. So I think that's a terrible card. Lost him the game. So he goes for Rush Recklessy. on his Dark Blade, and then he just attacks. I get to destroy the Ivan Steed and keep my Ero, and then I think, oh, I get Copy Knight. So I just use Hand of the Six Samurai to tribute herself, and then just get a clean attack to seal the duel. Very, very clutch card. You know, just even if your opponent has bigger monsters, you can just tribute itself as long as you control Six Samurai, destroy a target, and then swing for game. Very, very good. Very, very good card. So that was the Joey Yami. Okay. Okay, Joey versus Mokuba. I believe this is the duel. Now, what was this Mokuba play? I can't remember right now. Most of these versions is just me going first, and me being like really lucky that I draw Ivan Steed every time. So, oh, this was when I was playing Swift Strike Armor, because I was like just trying to get like Enishi or the Shogun Shion out, but it's not a very good card because it can be a dead card sometimes. So don't play this card. Avoid playing if you can. Play Copy Knight instead, which is just a lot better. So I have hand here. I could have set the Copy Knight, and then on summoning of hand, I could have used Copy Knight. So here my opponent just played 2 back row. He didn't really do anything. Oh, okay, so this is, I was like, why did I save this replay? It looks really bad, but okay, so he plays... Okay, this is getting chaotic. So basically he activates Lucky Iron Axe on his Hunted Dragon, I believe that's the name of the card. Yes, and then I econ it, and then he goes for the Dragon's Rebirth on the Hunter Dragon to bring out his blue eyes. So right now he just has his blue eyes, but he didn't actually attack, which was pretty strange. So here is where I use Zanji's effect. Okay, this is why I saved the replay, so I can... Oh no! I use Handa's effect. I thought I was going to use Zanji's effect to crash. But yeah, so again, showing you the importance of things like using hand. How useful it can be. Just, you see that blue eye's gone. It's not protected. It's just a big beater and you can get over it. And final duel against a Kaiba. We'll see what the duel goes like. Now, it's important to know that the Duel Links video will not be like frequent. I mean, not like any of my videos are frequent, but they will be slightly less frequent because it's a lot harder to build decks on Duel Links because you have to like open packs and hope that you get the cards that you want. So you'll probably see a lot of like just basic decks you can build with like all of your piles of cards that you probably not going to give any use. Like, you know, Gen X, I kind of want to build that because it looks fun. Naturia is a very, very good like climb deck. Six Samurais, Fire Fist, Hazy. Hazy's really easy to build as long as you get the Hazy Flame Sphinx from the card trader. So I Zanji with Ivan Steed, so he has a new on the field. I'm not particularly scared of it because its effect is to bring a dragon monster with 0 and make it 0/0. The only way that's useful is to like put it in defense and then put it in the graveyard and then like bringing it back from the graveyard using things like Powerful Rebirth or Birthright. So he attacks into my Zanji and I destroy Ivan Steed. So here I go for the econ take on the Newt, and then his Newt activates, and then I chain my Powerful Rebirth to bring my Zanji. So here I was just trying to like push for game. So he's gonna activate his Newt effect and bring, I think it's Watertail Dragon. Yeah, so Watertail Dragon. And then he econs and tributes his Watertail and then takes my big Zanji. But I crash his Newt into my Zanji because this would go to the graveyard, so it would make sure that he would not have a monster for next turn. And then he draws, and then he just surrenders because I don't know if he couldn't do anything or if he was gonna lose. But yeah, so again, that replay was to show like the sort of like plays you can do, you know, using your chain links and whatever. But yeah, that was my Joey Field of Warrior 6 Samurai deck. If you guys did enjoy the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Maybe leave some feedback telling me if you like this format, if you like these type of videos. And yeah, until then, I'll see you in the next one. So goodbye.